Hey, what's up, everybody? There are a lot more people out there in the world that do not know about this channel than there are that do. So if you could, please hit that like button and subscribe so that the YouTube platform will help spread the word. Thank you.
What's up? Welcome back. You know what it is, another remake. Now, in the previous video, I actually did the remake for P. Diddy's I Need a Girl. We were talking about the XV5080, and now we're back again with another remake. This is Beyonce's Dejavu. I haven't really did too many tracks by women, so I figured this would be a good one. And of course, this is produced by Ronnie Jerkins, and we're going to go and try and go into the minds of these producers and analyze what's going on and try to recreate what's going on. So this one's a little bit more complicated, so this will be a longer video, but you know, if you stick with me and sort of follow me along as I paint the strokes on the canvas, you will then get a better understanding of how the beats come together, and maybe you get some ideas for yourself as well. So before we get started, make sure you hit up my artist page on Spotify. I have original music out that I've released myself, as Deleo, links in the description below. And if you're looking for loops and samples, I have some at DeleoT2K.com. Make sure you check those out. All right. So we got a few drums here, not a whole lot of drums here. And I actually just had a little bit of creative liberty and put some of my own little loop in there just to fill it out. Sometimes you could just sneak a little loop in there that doesn't really belong there. Probably wasn't original, but I like it. So we're going to start off with the hi-hat. And it could have been a hi-hat loop. It could have been a hi-hat loop, but we're actually going to play it ourselves. We're going to use these 16 velocities. 16 velocities going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we're going to let that swing, and then we're going to let the MPC be swung at 60, at a value of 60, so we can get kind of like that swing feel. And we're actually going to create the groove in one bar, then we're going to extend it out. All right? So let's put the hi-hat down like this. Right? And so we got the kick drum right here. Right? We're going to put the 808 in there to sweeten it up. And one thing I noticed is that there's always an 808 going on in all these beats. There's always an 808 sweetener involved. Of course, in today's trap music, a little bit different, but back then, I feel like they did the 808, and the 808 sort of tuned to the key of song. Right? So we got some claps here. Let's do that. That's pretty much the rhythm right there. So we're going to extend that out. And then what I use next is the bass line. So the bass line, you know. And then, you know, I have to turn around. So we got Trillion on the bass, and we're just going to. Of course, you can interpret the bass line wherever you want. But the key thing is that it has a turnaround at measure 8. So we're going to try and play that. And the sound from this is actually the Trillion. Hear that? So I'm just using the MIDI keyboard to play that in. Let's see if I can do it right. So we're going to let the beat play. Then we'll practice with this. Right? So, let's put that in. We got that. So now we're gonna add a little bit of guitar. And this is a guitar off the Roland XB5080. So we're gonna put that in there, and we're gonna leave it out. So let's do that. Right? Simple chord. I don't know if I'm gonna leave that. I messed up on that part. And now what we're gonna add is the brass stab. Right? Let me hear that guitar comes around. So we got the little brass stabs in there. That's coming from Native Instruments section horns. And I'm just playing that in, the stabs in. So that's the first section of the song right there. So what we're going to do now is sort of do that. Now the interesting thing about this, and this is the challenge when producing on the MPC, is the pickup notes going into the next part. All right, so in order to create that next section, I'm going to copy that whole section, and I'm going to clear out the second half so I can still get those pickup notes without ruining the original sequence. So we're back there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out the guitar. And we're going to fast forward to like measure 7 in the groove. Or actually measure 5. So now I'm punching in with the record and I'm erasing what's already there in the groove, but on a separate sequence. Right? So that guitar's there. And I'm going to do that again for the bass line. 2, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to come back. So now what I'm also going to do is clear out the brass, that brass stab. We're going to clear that out. And then we're going to go fast forward back to measure 3. So I don't have to let the whole sequence go on. And then I'm going to do this. So as this plays, right there. So let me run back to tape. Make sure I get that. So see how we're adding the different sections to the original groove without getting rid of the first part? You know, something like that. And I messed up that brass, but oh well. I'll clear it out if I still hear it, which I probably will. So now we're going to do the bass line. So fix that keyboard a little bit. So we're going to let that play. Remember, we clear out the rest of the space so we got a place to play more music into. Right? So let's see if I can put that down. I got overdub recording, so I'm not clearing out that space. Here we go. Right? And that's it. So we're going to let that cycle through. Here we go. Here comes the pre-chorus. And now I got the original sequence set to come up next, right here. 5, 6, 7. So and now this is just not in the beat, but I just like it because sometimes you just want to have stuff going in the background to create a little bit of filler, and you have this very 90s sounding drum loop right there. You probably heard that a billion times, right? Name a song you heard something like this sound in the comments. I bet you could think of a ton of songs on that. And I'm going to put that in there because this is my tutorial and I'm having fun. Of course it don't fit, but I don't mind. And I got it buried in mix. And I'm bringing it way down in the mix so we can barely hear it. Let's do that again for the other section. Remember, it's going to be doing changing. I mean, we can do the guitar to that too. So let's add that guitar in there. We haven't had any guitar up in there, so I'm gonna put that in there just to add more to it. Here we go. We're back. So let's see. So even if I had that other section going there, let's create a drum break because I like doing drum bass. Right? I don't like how that guitar sounds. I'm taking that guitar out. I let this roll. I'm taking that guitar out. All right. Let's create a drum break. Boom, boom. 4. So run another version of it where we can break out and let that stop. We're going to stop the drums. And we're back. Let's hear how that sounds. Oops, I was recording, so that will go in there. We're at a drum break. Right here. So, yeah, so as you can see, we got different sections. We got the drum loop, juxtaposition drum loop that doesn't belong in there. We did a hi-hat, but we used the 16 velocities. And I mean, you could do it. You can do it like you could do it with by pressing the pad if you want to do it that way. But sometimes it doesn't quite get laid down the way you want it, and you kind of want it to sound like a real person. So it's kind of harder to nail that recording. That's why I like to use 16 velocities there. And that's how that works there. And then also, we cleared the last 4 bars of the pattern to create a section for a pre-chorus while still preserving the drums throughout the whole thing. And if you wanted to put a variation on the drums, you could. And the way we did that is by recording on multiple tracks at the same time. You can record and arm multiple tracks at the same time and do that clearing technique. I like doing that clearing technique for 2 reasons. First is that it's easy to redo if you mess up. 2, you get to hear the result instantaneously. Like, I guess you could do it the same way in FL Studio and Reason, where you can take off the last, chop out the section on the song playlist mode, and then it's going to go that way, and then you play it and hear it. But for some reason, I like to just hear it happen right in the moment while it's going on. So I can really catch that feel, get caught up in the groove of it, and really feel it, because it forces me to really listen to what's going on. All right, so make sure you check out the other remake videos, all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments what you think about this remake, and I appreciate everybody coming through with support. As we continue to do this series, we got a few more songs to go before we end the season up, so I hope to see you guys next Friday, same time, same YouTube channel. I'm your host, Dilio. You're watching Dilio T2K.